everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jennifer Masry. So I just wanted to talk about groundwork and also horses' bodies and how we can definitely tell what they're thinking by their body language. So first of all, I want to talk about groundwork. So groundwork is excellent. Everybody should be doing it with their horses. The one thing I have to say about groundwork in general is you should really know where your horse is at agility wise, what they've had before groundwork wise, and if you don't, that's okay. You can definitely work through it, but you should just have an idea by their age, you know, how active they are, how much you're going to do, because in the session you really want to take into account where they're at. Make sure that you're not doing anything that might not be harmful to the horse. And I mean by not being harmful to the horse is you want to make sure that, you know, it's like you going to the gym and you deciding to lift a bunch of weights, okay? Maybe you've never been to the gym before, but you're like, you know what, today I'm gonna go to the gym, today I'm gonna lift a whole bunch of weights and I'm just gonna work out like crazy. And you come home after doing all that and the next day you're in pain. Okay, did you really, you know, help yourself with, I guess, the weightlifting? No, you just caused a bunch more problems because now your back hurts, your shoulder hurts, your neck hurts, everything hurts. And it's probably going to set you back a week to 2 weeks, depending on your age, depending on your agility, depending on, you know, muscle mass, depending on everything. Well, the same thing goes with horses. We have to be conscious of how much groundwork we're doing with them. So with that being said, you know, a horse that's maybe in his 20s, maybe I'm going to do like 10 to 15 minutes to start groundwork. And it's going to be very simple. It's going to be stuff that he can do. It's going to be stuff that he's not going to be triggered by. And if I am going to do stuff that's going to be triggered, I'm going to really maybe make that like 10 minutes. You know, other people are like, no, I have to do it until, you know, I get the correct response and so forth. I get that, I'm all for that, but as an animal reader, trust me, when you're doing too much, the horse is gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know. I feel it all the time when we're doing too much. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, can you just stop? You know, it's too much, because at that point in time of too much, you're just having a horse that's shutting down. You're having a horse that's just, you know, the muscles are probably contracting and causing more problems. So by the time, you know, you go to ride the next day or 2 days from now, like they're in pain, or you just cause a whole bunch more issues. So you really have to be conscious of how much you're doing with your horse. You really have to know and know your horse so you can make the right educated decisions of what is right for them. So that's my first thing that I wanted to bring up. I'm sorry, it's just the flies that are, you know, horrendous right now today for whatever reason. So the next thing being body language of a horse. Always look at their body language. Look at how they're trotting. Look at how they're moving. Do their strides look tight? Are they always a tight stride? Is that your horse? Is your horse's stride normally like elongated? These are things that you have to pay attention to, because if there's pain, you're gonna know by them showing you, I'm in pain, look, my stride is not elongated anymore, it's actually tight because I'm feeling tight. Okay, that's number one. Another thing is, like I said, the neck. Is the neck tight? Is it just, you know, just raging up in the air with the head and the neck tight and everything? You don't want the neck to be tight. You want the neck to be soft. You want the neck to be fluid. You know, is the tail up and raised? Is it, you know, coming off like a fan? You know, is the tail tight against their butt cheeks? That's another thing you'll see sometimes when they're in fear. Is the tail like tucked between their legs? Is it hard? Is their rear end, is it hard? Is it really tough? Is it really together? Is the whole body just looking hard, or is the whole body look soft? Now the face is like the biggest thing that I could just tell you. The face being, like, in my opinion, the window to everything. You know, they say the eyes are the window to the soul. Yes, I agree, but also the face. The face is it is it hard? And what I mean by hard is sometimes you look at their eyes and their eyes are just this crazy looking, like they're just so hard, they're tough, they're dark, they're black, and they just look like really hard, like hard, you know. And then do you see the eyes soften? If you see the eyes soften and they start to look like a Bambi looking horse, like, you know, have that little doe look, you're in the clear. You know, these are things to look out for. How do their ears look? Do they have one ear on you? Are the ears pinned forward? Are the ears pinned back? If the ears are pinned back and they're touching the back of the head, boy, that is not good. They are in some sort of aggressive mode at that point in time. Another thing, the mouth, the lips especially, are the lips like tight? Like, you know, when you take your lips and you stick them together like really tight? Well, horses do that too. Horses do that when they're about to explode. Their lips are tight. The nose gets bigger. You can actually tell by the nose with the breathing. You'll actually see the nostrils get a little bit heavier in the sense where like they're wider. That is a sure sign that like nobody's happy. The horse is not happy. Another thing that I notice when my horse is not happy is he has this thing, like if he's afraid of something, he actually like goes away from it. So his response is, you know what, I'm out of here, I don't even care, I'm just gonna turn around, and that's my way of like getting out of Dodge, okay? Other horses, sometimes they have different ways of showing that they're not gonna do this. Some of them rear up, that's their way of doing it. That's their way of showing, hey, I'm bigger than you, so I'm gonna like get bigger than you, you know what I mean? So we have to really know our horses in the sense where when we're doing the groundwork, we have to understand how they're responding to us. Are they responding to us in a positive way? Are they responding to us in a negative way? And I think that's where people, you know, get like confused, because we have to be honest with ourselves, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know, yes, go out and do all the groundwork you can do with your horse, you know, try new things, but as long as you're not scaring your horse, you're good. You know, as long as you're not creating more of a problem, then you're good. You know, but everybody's gonna make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, I'm still learning. We're all learning every day. But the one thing that I do read from my horse is like, I can tell when he's just upset or he's done. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll walk into the barn and he doesn't whinny at me. He's never done that before, but he'll lick and chew. You know, he'll do a nice lick and chew. If he doesn't, he'll actually turn to the back of the stall and like, you know, make me come in to actually catch him, which I don't do. I actually wait for him to come to me, but that's a sure sign that he's not happy for the day, or he's like having some sort of issue, or maybe in pain, or something that has to be addressed. So that's his way of communicating. So, like I said, you know, you really have to study your horse, I guess, or study horses to know like what is it. They're all similar, you know, they're all similar in the way they behave, and just so you can just notice, you know, the hair. Like I said, watch the hair, watch the body, watch the ears, the mouth, the eyes. Another thing that's such a good like key thing to watch out for is like the eyes. When they start blinking is actually good. Blinking means they're starting to calm down. Blinking means they're starting to like relax, because a horse that is like concerned about its life at that moment, they're not blinking. They are like just thinking, okay, how am I gonna get out of here? I'm not blinking an eye, because if I blink an eye, boy, something could pop out of you know, left field. So they're not doing that. So we have to concentrate on that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I could think of that he's done to alert me. You know, his hair doesn't stand up like a cat, so I'll say no to that. But you know, it's really, like I said, in the facial and the body expressions. Once you start working with them more, you'll see what I mean. And you know, at the end of the day, when you're doing the groundwork, I also want you to build a relationship. I want you to build this everlasting relationship where, you know, it's not just about the groundwork. It's not just about like, hey, I just made you move your feet. Hey, I just made you do this. it's about showing them that you're my partner, we're working together, I am the head mare, or the head stallion, whatever you are, and you're just creating that relationship together, which is built on love and trust, because that's how it works. That's how we build love and trust and companionship with one another, is by doing these little exercises. And they only make us better. They only make us better, because once you do these little exercises on the ground, let me just tell you something, your horse under saddle, I guarantee you're gonna have a much better ride and much better communication. Because what you do on the ground, it follows through to your riding. And let me give you an example. So let's say you're doing a lot of groundwork with them, and you're doing the cue for trot, which would be maybe a cluck for you. So you're gonna do a couple clucks, and he's like, oh, okay, it's time to trot. You understand? So he remembers from the ground, I'm gonna do this under saddle. And let's say you are doing like a canter, okay? And you're gonna give a little smooches, a couple kisses. He's like, oh, okay, I know that. I remember. I'm gonna do that because that's what you're asking for, okay? You might not even have to do that leg, because it's the same energy emitted through the groundwork that's gonna be emitted on this under saddle. You understand? It's the same thing. It's the same energy that you're using. You're like, come on, you're gonna bring up your energy and you're gonna do a canter now. I'm ready for you. And your horse is like, oh, okay, is that what you want? Okay, I'm gonna do that for you. You see how it works? It's beautiful. Well, thank you for watching. I hope this really helps, because I just want everybody to just have a better ride, and I'm so in tune with the horses, and I want them, at the end of the day, I just want them to have their best ride. I want people to have partners instead of spooky, crazy horses. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye, guys.